Her hair, that's why I have the hat on. With the hair that I have on my head, I have tensor bandages, see back here, that they're going to pull back and tie it to the back of my sports bra, which helps hold my head up. So we're ready this time if it happens on day 3, right? Because it took a lot of time to figure out what are we going to do. We came up with apparatuses and time is ticking. We wasted so much time trying to figure this out. You know, some of my crew said, we got to pull out. And I said, I don't care if I got to crawl across the country. I've never quit a race in my life. So my crew came up with this idea of the hair, the shaving, and it worked, so we're doing it again this time.
Sponsored by Bungie and Victoria's Secret.
You bet. Whatever works.
So in the time that since we've seen you, what have you been up to?
I wrote a book as well, and I'm more on the speaking circuit. I was still training. I went into some running, did some marathons. I first started in the Middle East with duathlon, so I did some competition. So it's not like I sat on the couch, drank beer, and got fat. I mean, I just did other things, right? It's more the mental break that I needed before I would come back into racing.
You learned a lot in doing RAAM and in doing RAAM, but tell us what you learned from working with one of the original 4 RAAM riders, John Howard.
Yeah, John, I mean, he was my savior. I mean, I thought I knew it all, right? But I decided this time I needed some help, so I think I have the best coach in the world. He's standing right over there, John Howard, which is a legend. So he really, he helped me. We really worked together. I came down to San Diego in December, and so I really felt I have strong backing having him on my team, and just taught me new things that I didn't know before. So it's awesome.
All right, we'll move down to. Yesterday when I was talking with Seana, we were scratching our heads trying to figure out how many times she's been to the RAAM start line. I think it's 12.
I think this is number 12. Is it 12 or 13? I don't know, 12 or 13. I have to count them on my fingers. 12 or 13, I have to count them on my fingers. I want to spit on the mic.
That's okay, we have cleaner. Now last year you broke the 50 to 59 record. That was quite the accomplishment. Tell us how last year's race unfolded for you to be able to break that record.
Well, it was actually a tough race for me because the usual issue I have are saddle issues. I'm hopefully that we mitigated it this year. I'm not going to explain in full detail how. And, yeah. So as for my 50 to 59 record, I think it's a 1-year record. I think Leah's going to get it this year.
Love that support between ultra cyclists, and that's something we see on the road a lot. I mean, over the years we've seen racers loan wheels and even bikes to their competition. It's just so supportive. It's not like regular road cycling.
Well, this Race Across America is a family, and we're all close, and we all know how difficult it is. And I think because we know how difficult it is, we just have this respect for one another that you can't take away, no matter what.
Yeah, you might have a battle all the way across the country, but you hug in Annapolis.
Absolutely, yeah.
Now you are usually you don't give away ladies' age, but you are our first age 60 to 69 entrant.
But I'm not 60 yet.
You will be by the end of the year, so that is your racing age. Got to hang on to those last few months, don't you?
That, yeah.
So, what does it mean to you to be still doing this? I mean, you've been racing since 93?
92.
92.
Yeah, 92. Well, I actually had like 10 years
Yeah.
off because I was taking care of my grandma and I had a son and blah, blah, blah. But for me, it's a lifestyle. You know, it's just, I like to train, so, and it's always good to have a goal. So RAAM's a pretty good goal, a pretty good motivator.
This is the 38th RAAM. When we had our 30th RAAM, we invited back a lot of the historical riders, John Howard and John Marino in the original 4.
John Howard's back there.
Yep, and yourself. And I remember seeing you over there, all kind of off by yourself, just kind of soaking up the scene and looking at everybody. I could almost hear the gears turning. Was that kind of a moment when you realized, yeah, I'm going to do this again?
Well, actually, in the 90s, I knew I was going to come back in my 50s because I wanted that 50 record. So I knew that was going to happen. So, but yeah, I mean, I was sitting there thinking about, yeah, this is definitely going to happen. So yeah, I was thinking that at that time, like, yes, I'm going to be back here.
And you didn't, now refresh me, did you jump right into RAAM or didn't you do RAW one year
I did RAW
first?
with Leah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we had a pretty tough battle. And then I succumbed to Advil poisoning pretty much in Bluff, Utah. So Advil, I advise anyone who's racing, don't use Advil. Use something else because it could affect your kidneys, and that's a known fact. So yeah, just be careful with it. Yeah.
To any other women of, what word shall I say? AARP age. Sorry.
Not that.
What advice do you have for them who might be on the fence about taking up ultracycling?
Well, the way I look at this race now is that for a while there I was thinking, well, I'm old, I don't have to train as hard, because I can. Basically, in the back of my mind, it's always age you can use as an excuse. Well, I'm old, I can be slow. But this year it was like, no, you know what? You just get out there and you do the best you can, because you can't possibly do what you think you can't. So that's kind of where I am right now.
And you're applying that to Wolf Creek Pass.
Oh, Wolf Creek Pass. I got up over Wolf Creek Pass 2 weeks ago in the snow and the wind, and I was on my road bike and I still had a gear.
And
yay!
because of issues she's had on Wolf Creek Pass in recent years, the very name would make her cringe, and now you have a different attitude about it.
So the goal in the training ride on Wolf Creek Pass was to go up there and have a positive image of it. So when I got there this year, I wouldn't be thinking about all the years where I struggled and going, oh gosh, it's going to be hard. Now I can look back, well, you just did it, you can do this. So now it's a positive image. So now I can go up there and know that I can do it.
Well, thank you, Seana.
Yep.
We're going to move down the line.